The final showdown between Gus and Lalo is destined to be one of the best battles in the history of television. At the end of Season 5, the pieces left on the board certainly favor Gus, with Bolsa in his corner, Mike, Tyrus, Victor, and Nacho at his disposal. Lalo is really down to his family and the questionable favor of Eladio. As I mentioned in my prediction video, I think we're going to see Lalo eventually fall to Gus after getting too impulsive north of the border. This impulsive behavior could bring heat from the DEA and end up costing Eladio money, and as we know, Eladio's allegiance ultimately falls upon those who make him money. Now, one character I think could also play a part in taking down Lalo is Lydia Quayle. Lydia has always been one of the more interesting characters to me. A lot of people go on and on about how Todd's seemingly innocent nature covers up for his psychopathy, but personally, I think Lydia's mask is much more effective than Todd's. Lydia was the one who expanded Walt's empire, and she basically ran Jack's operation. Lydia put out more hits than anybody in Breaking Bad, but nobody really feared her, because like Jesse noted after his first encounter with her, she just seems like a high-strung, paranoid businesswoman. When Lydia is frightened, she doesn't hide it like a lot of other characters do. One line I love from Mike is that when he's commanding Lydia not to tip off Hank over the phone, he makes sure to tell her not to burst into tears because he knows how much she likes to do that. And of course, when she has Jack and his men kill her partners, she can't even look at the dead bodies. On top of her unthreatening personality and volatile emotional state, Lydia is physically different from a lot of other evil female characters on television. If you think about Villanelle in Killing Eve or Helen in Ozark, those two actresses are very tall and their physicality is an important aspect to their intimidating characters. Lydia, on the other hand, is tiny. Laura Frazier is only 5'2". On paper, she's the least threatening character in the whole universe. She's just a little businesswoman who's not a part of the cartel scene. But when she's pushed into a corner or somebody is becoming an inconvenience, her first impulse is always murder. Lydia's role in Better Call Saul has been fairly brief to this point. In the earlier seasons, we see her assist Gus in acquiring the laundromat, and we also see her get annoyed with Mike's presence in her facilities. And then in Season 5, we only get one episode with Lydia, but the brief encounter is a great reminder of who she actually is. When she hears that Lalo is causing Gus problems, which causes her problems, in typical Lydia fashion, she proposes having him shanked in prison. Now, there are a lot of things that need to be wrapped up in the final season of Better Call Saul, and they can't make a storyline out of every piece of Breaking Bad dialogue. But in Breaking Bad, Mike makes it very clear that he is not a fan of Lydia at all. And even after working with Gus Fring for a few years, Mike has a moral code. He's not one to kill people who are outside of the game, but he is pretty eager to take care of Lydia. And he gives a lot of vague statements to Jesse and Walt about what she's capable of. He despises the woman. I'm very curious to see how his hatred comes to be, because to this point, the only thing Lydia's really ever done to Mike is agitate him and be stuck up, which she always is. And I think there's a chance we could get an answer in Season 6. Lalo is coming to get revenge on Gus and Nacho, and any threat to Gus is a threat to Lydia, and we know how Lydia handles threats. I'm not going to make any surefire predictions on what I think will happen, but I could see a situation arise where once Lalo starts causing problems for Gus, Lydia and Mike have very different approaches for handling things. Maybe Lydia will want to immediately turn to rash violence, while Mike and Gus want to take a cooler route. If things get bad enough, Lydia could go behind Gus's back to solve things. She is certainly the type of person who would do something like that. When I made my predictions regarding Lalo for Season 6, my head immediately went to the active players in Better Call Saul, like Gus, Mike, Eladio, Bolsa. But Lydia's presence is worth taking into consideration because she truly is one of the more cold-blooded characters in the Albuquerque world. It's easy to forget how she helped Walt get to the top and how she basically turned Todd into her servant. She is a serious player, and once Lalo inevitably enters her crosshairs, I suspect she'll play a role in his downfall. Let me know what you guys think about Lydia and what role she'll play in Season 6. Even if you don't think she's going to have any significant impact at all, let me know why. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great rest of your day, and hopefully I will talk to you soon. Have a good one.